I stopped procrastinating so hard, it feels illegal. You know that feeling of opening your notes to study and suddenly your room needs cleaning, your phone needs checking, and your future somehow needs planning out for the next 10 years? Anything except the actual page in front of you. Yeah, that's not laziness. That's your brain running a con on you, and falling for it every single time makes you feel like you're broken, while everyone else just sits down and gets it done. Meanwhile, you're still on chapter 1, 3 hours later. And to make it worse, the guilt from procrastinating makes you want to procrastinate even more. But here's the thing. It's not that you lack motivation. It's that you've been waiting for a feeling that was never going to show up. In this video, I'll show you how to trick your brain into starting even when you have zero motivation, using tricks that feel almost too simple to work. And the best part, you won't need willpower for any of it. So, let's get into it. 8. Stop waiting to feel ready. If you're sitting there waiting to feel motivated before you study, congratulations, you're going to be waiting forever. Motivation is not a switch that flips on before you start. It's a chemical reaction that happens after you start. Research on procrastination from the University of Sheffield found that action creates motivation, not the other way around. Your brain rewards movement, not intention. So stop treating motivation like a prerequisite and start treating it like a byproduct. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to move your hand toward the book. Once you're moving, your brain catches up and starts producing the exact feeling you were waiting for the whole time. 7. Use the 2-minute opener. Your brain isn't actually scared of studying. It's scared of studying for 3 hours straight. That's why opening a thick textbook feels like agreeing to a life sentence. So trick it. Instead of committing to a full session, commit to 2 minutes. Just 2. Tell yourself you'll read 1 paragraph or solve 1 problem, and then you're allowed to stop. This isn't a mind game. It's basic behavioral science from Stanford researchers who found that tiny, low-pressure commitments are far easier for your brain to accept than big, vague ones. Once you're 2 minutes in, momentum takes over, and stopping actually feels harder than continuing. So next time you're avoiding a subject, don't tell yourself you'll study for 2 hours. Tell yourself you'll do 2 minutes, and watch what happens. 6. Make starting stupidly easy. The reason you procrastinate isn't that you're weak, it's that starting has too much friction. Closed laptop, tabs to open, a bag to unzip, a notebook buried somewhere under a pile of clothes. Every extra step is another exit ramp for your brain to escape through. So, remove the ramps. The night before, leave your notebook open on the exact page you need. Leave your laptop already logged in to your notes. Leave your pen sitting on top of the paper. The fewer decisions your brain has to make before it starts working, the less chance it has to talk you out of it. A study on habit formation from Duke University found that a huge percentage of our daily actions are driven by environment, not willpower. So stop relying on willpower and start engineering your environment to make procrastinating the hard option instead of studying. 5. Bundle it with something you already crave. Your brain avoids studying because it associates it with boredom, and boredom feels like punishment. So change the association. Pair your study session with something you already enjoy. Play your favorite playlist only while you study. Drink your favorite drink only during study time. Light a specific candle only when you open your notes. This is called temptation bundling, and researchers at the University of Pennsylvania found that pairing a boring task with an enjoyable trigger significantly increases how often people follow through. Do this enough times and your brain starts associating studying with the good feeling instead of the bad one. And eventually, you'll almost want to sit down and study just to get that feeling back. 4. Shrink the task until it's laughably small. When a task feels huge, your brain protects you from it by making you avoid it entirely. That's not you being lazy. That's a defense mechanism. So, outsmart it by shrinking the task until it's almost embarrassingly small. Instead of study for the exam, try just read the first heading. Instead of finish the essay, try just write one sentence. Your brain will happily do a small task. It would never agree to a big one. And once you're in, you'll usually keep going. This is the same principle behind the Kaizen method used in Japanese business culture, where huge changes are broken into steps so small they require almost no willpower to start. Make your first step so tiny that saying no to it feels more ridiculous than just doing it. 3. Remove the option to quit halfway. One reason procrastination wins is that quitting is always available. Your brain knows it can bail at any point, so it never fully commits. So, make quitting harder than finishing. Put your phone in another room, not on silent, in another room. Close every tab except the one you need. If you study on a laptop, use a website blocker, so the escape routes literally aren't there anymore. Researchers studying self-control found that reducing the number of easy exits available to you does more for follow-through than any amount of discipline ever could. You're not weak-willed. You've just been giving yourself too many doors out of the room. Close them and finishing becomes the easiest option left. 2. Use future you as leverage. Procrastination happens because your brain values right now way more than it values later. That's why scrolling wins over studying every single time. Your brain doesn't feel the exam that's 3 weeks away. It only feels the boredom that's happening right now. So make the future feel closer. Picture the version of you sitting in the exam room actually having done the work, calm, confident, not panicking. Picture the other version too, the one that didn't study, staring at a question they don't recognize. Behavioral economists call this reducing temporal discounting, basically making future consequences feel emotionally real instead of abstract. The more you can vividly feel future you thanking you or blaming you, the more your present brain starts acting like the outcome actually matters right now, because to it, now it does. 1. Track your streaks, not your results. One of the fastest ways to keep procrastinating is judging yourself only by grades or how much you learned in one sitting. That's discouraging because progress is slow and invisible day to day. Instead, track something simpler. Did you show up today? Did you do your 2 minutes? Did you sit down when you didn't want to? Keep a simple streak, a notebook, a habit tracker, even just tally marks on paper. Your brain responds far more to visible, consistent wins than distant, abstract outcomes. And once you have a streak going, you won't want to be the one to break it. That pull alone will get you to open the book on days motivation never even shows up. So, that's it. 8 small mental tricks that don't rely on motivation. Because motivation was never coming to save you. Consistency was. And now you have a system that works even on your laziest, most unmotivated day. If this helped you stop lying to yourself about tomorrow being the day you finally start, share it with the friend who's been saying they'll begin studying next week for the past 6 weeks, and let me know in the comments which trick you're using first, because there's always at least one. And I'll see you in the next video. And if I don't, well, guess we know what you were doing instead.